Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to my class, English for elementary schools, especially for elementary teachers. Okay, so this is the third session, and in this session, we're going to talk about various teaching methods for young learners, especially in teaching EFL or English as foreign language. Okay, why do we need these kinds of methods? Because you need to make the classroom fun, the English classroom fun. Why do we have to make it fun? Okay, well, as we know that language is abstract and immaterial by nature, while the children or young learners are very literal and concrete. So we need to find out the way to make the language is concrete to them. I mean, to young learners. Okay. So, according to some studies, there are five most effective methods in teaching English for young learners. Okay, look at method one. Break up tedious lessons with games. Method two, create a routine. Method three, repeat your lessons in later classes. And then method four, turn lessons into songs or mnemonic rhymes. Method five, adapt lessons to real life and get out of the classroom. Okay, so what do they mean? Okay, so let's go to the main discussion here. Okay, we're going to go to the first teaching method, break up tedious lessons with games. Okay, so it's not only young learners. We also feel fun when we learn something by games, right? Even people who are above 40 also like games, like playing games. Okay, so we can apply some kinds of games in class activity, like hangman and memory game with card pairs, with 20 questions, I spy, Simon says, and cards. So you can find out those kinds of games. You can search it, okay, by yourselves and find out how the games work on the lesson and what kind of lessons will be suitable with those games. Okay. And the second method is create a routine. By establishing a routine, you may ensure that your kids are aware of their daily activities. Routines have several shown advantages like improving memory, and it also brings about appropriate behavior. So it means before you start the lessons, for example, you should do something that is repeating every day. So it is called routine, right? Something that brings about good impact to the students and they can memorize them very well. All right. And this is the teaching method three. Repeat your lessons in later classes. Later classes means the last classes, the last lessons. You have to repeat them before starting the new lesson that you are going to give to them in the uh, present meeting, okay, in the present class. So repetition is the most crucial strategy to incorporate in your lesson plan. So, and this is an excellent approach to persuade them to pay attention and participate in class. Maybe you still remember when you were in elementary school, um, teacher would ask you the previous lesson and it will attract your attention. Okay, like for example, you learned how to introduce yourself in front of the class. And then in the next lesson, teacher ask about it before giving you the new lesson. For example, hi, what's your name? How old are you? Something like that. The teacher would ask you those questions to remind you to the later lessons or to the later class. And method 4, turn lessons into songs or mnemonic rhymes. Mnemonic rhymes is a short set of rhyming lines to help you remember something. Well, you know the song, you know what song is, right? I believe that until now you still remember how to mention alphabet in English in the form of song. Even when you try to read those alphabets, still you do that with the melody by singing, right? Okay, you can't deny it. Okay, so mnemonic rhyme is a short term, is a short set of rhyming to help you remember something. For example, sometimes we are confused with dessert. Okay, you know dessert? Of course, everyone knows that, I guess. But sometimes we confuse. We are confused. While dessert with a double S is something covered with sand or something sweet. Okay, to make you remember it well, here is the example of mnemonic rhyme. Dessert or dessert. It has the same pronunciation, okay? Dessert and dessert. Well, look at this mnemonic rhyme. A dessert is full of sand. Sand, only sand. The word started by S, sand here. So it means one S. So dessert with one S is something or a place full of sand, or we call it what we call it in bahasa Indonesia. Okay, gurun. All right, dessert with one S is gurun, while a dessert is full of sweet stuff. Sweet stuff. There are two S, right? Sweet stuff. So dessert with double S is something sweet, sweet stuff. We call it apa ya, pencuci mulut begitu ya setelah makan. Okay, so a dessert is full of sweet stuff with two S. It's dessert with two S, while with single S is something that covered, not something, a place or an area covered by sand. Sand, one S. Sweet stuff, two S. Okay, so it's easy, right? So you have to create something like that to your students. And teaching method 5, adapt lessons to real life and get out of the classroom. So sometimes we need to take our students to go out of the classroom. Okay, for example, when you use your new vocabulary in everyday situations, learning a new language may become easier. So you need to take the students go out of the classroom, and for example, you're gonna introduce what tree is or parts of a tree to students. Take them out and observe a tree and mention the parts of the tree to the students. And I think, and everyone thinks that it will be easier to students to remember. Okay. And this activity is called field trips. Okay, field trips can be used for revision classes, which is also a good idea while practicing the repetition method. All right, so you can go out and repeat what the students have learned, okay, in the later classes. What if we can't take the students out of the classroom, for example, because of the weather? Maybe it's too wet outside because of the rain, or For example, the headmaster doesn't allow you to take the students go out of the classroom. Well, don't worry, you can still set the classroom as if the scene is outside there. Okay, you can set the classroom. All right, and here is the quote of the day. All students can learn and succeed, but not in the same way and not in the same day. So it means every student has potential, okay, good potential, but they have different characteristics. So that's why we need different methods to be applied in a different lesson or different types of students. Okay. And yeah, that's all for today. Thank you so much for attending my class and see you in the next session. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.